Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm not a YouTuber. We're gonna finish up the notes on 121. So we did some video notes on the top part, and then we have two more examples to go through. And these are a little different. We saved these for last because if you look at the two problems, these have parentheses in them, and the other ones did not. So these are the two that we're going to end with. So for this, whenever there are parentheses, what that means is the number out in front is being squished up next to the parentheses. So the operation is multiplication. And so this number out in front has to be multiplied by everything inside those parentheses. And so we need to multiply that in, and we call that distributing, or we are going to distribute. So that's what we're going to do for these. So we're going to start by getting rid of our parentheses, and then we can start by moving things away from our variable, but we have to get rid of the parentheses first. So for this, I'm going to draw a line through my equal sign just like before. I like to draw arrows when I do this so I can stay a little bit more organized. So I'm going to multiply 2 times y. 2 times y is just 2y. And then I multiply 2 times this positive 5. So positive 2 times positive 5 is a positive 10. So I have plus 10. And then I'm done distributing because that was the end of my parentheses. So I bring down my equal sign, and then I can bring down 22. So now this is very similar to what we did before. I have my variable. I only have one variable. So I want to get everything away from the variable. So I'm going to start by moving whatever is furthest. So between the 2 and the 10 is furthest. And so I want to do the inverse of addition. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And then I want to simplify. So 10 minus 10, that goes away. So on the left, I still have this 2y that I can bring down. And then on the right, I have 22 minus 10. 22 minus 10 is 12. Next, I want to get rid of this 2. These are being multiplied because they're squished together. So I want to divide by 2 because division is the inverse of multiplication. And so I have to divide by 2 on both sides. My 2's cancel. I get y by itself. And then positive 12 divided by positive 2 is a positive 6. So I get y equals 6. So we're going to do the next one over here. Again, I have some parentheses, so I know I'm going to distribute. So I want to start with that. What's different is on this one, my parentheses are to the right of my equal sign. This one, my parentheses were to the left. That's totally fine. So I'm not going to do anything with the 10 yet, so I'm going to bring that down. So then on the right-hand side, I'm going to multiply 4 times r. Technically, there is an invisible 1 in front of the r. So I'm doing 4 times 1, and that's where I get the 4r from. If there was a number in front of that variable, so let's pause for a second. If I had, let's say, 3 times 5x minus 2. If I had to distribute that, 3 times 5x, I would do 3 times 5, which is 15. And I keep an x with it because there was an x with the 5. So 3 times 5x is 15x. And then I would do 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. Okay, so back up to our example. So 4 times r is 4r. And then 4 times positive 1 is positive 4. So I want to start by moving away this 4 because it's further from my variable than this one. So I'm going to subtract 4 because that's the inverse of addition, and we were adding up here, so we want to subtract. So when I simplify, 10 minus 4 is 6. I can bring down my 4r, and then those ended up going away. So then if I want to get my variable by itself, these are being multiplied, so I want to divide both sides by 4. My 4's cancel, and I'm going to do 6 divided by 4. You can leave your answer as a fraction or a decimal. In the calculator, my calculator gave me 1.5. So I have 1.5 equals my variable r. If you had it as a fraction, you would get 3/2 equal r, or it's 1.5. So all of those mean the same thing, but I prefer decimals, and so I tend to write my answer as decimals. So we just did 2 that have parentheses where we distribute. So when you go to the independent practice, there's some that we haven't done yet. So you're going to finish up your independent practice. So you guys are going to do, let me change colors real quick. So you're going to do yellow. You're going to do this one. So we notice that there are parentheses in there. We've got to be really careful with our negative signs. And then if we go to the next page, up here, this one you're also going to do. Okay. One thing I do want to point out with this, there is an invisible -1 in front of that x. So if you want to write that in, that might be helpful. With this problem, all you're going to do on this side is you're going to write out each step that you do. So what's the first thing you do? What's the second thing you do? So in your own words, you should have words written out, sentences or phrases that describe each step that you're doing on this side. Okay?